everyone, welcome to Spellbound by the Sea. I'm Claire, I'm an artist and illustrator based in Newquay in Cornwall. We live quite close to the coast and it is beautiful, and this is what inspires a lot of my work. I also love to make quirky pieces of art, and my main aim is that my art makes you smile and brightens your day. So if it does that, I'm over the moon. It makes my day too. I've set my stall out obviously as I normally would. I'm just going to walk you through some of my pieces. I'll bring them closer to you as well so you can see them in more detail, because it's quite difficult to see from this sort of angle. I'm going to start over on this side. So here we have, I love doing lino prints, absolutely love it. Don't have a lot of time to do them of late. I have just done one recently which I'm really pleased with, but when I do, they all sort of incorporate, you know, the mermaids, surf girls, and I decided to do a puffin as well because I love puffins. I just think they're so adorable. So this one is a lino print, but it's actually hand finished as well. So it's got the details on it of the extra acrylics in there as well, for the bright details in his nose, in his beak rather, because I'll do some pieces and then I think, oh, but it would look so nice if I did this, this and this, so that's why he's hand finished in that way. Next to him is Siren the Mermaid. She was originally a screen print, and just the outline, hand-drawn screen print, and she started off as clothing designs, but I now keep her to sort of a print, and the screen itself is not in a good state unfortunately, so she won't survive much longer. But these are prints of the original, so what I did was I printed the black outline on the screen and then I hand painted in watercolours the details in there. So she's sort of my logo, and I'm really affectionate towards her because she was the first sort of mermaid I did, and she, you know, she carries on with me. So she's available in a print. She's also available in a smaller print as well, mini prints I call them. So if you've got a smaller budget, these ones are £10 with free postage and packing. And so you can just pop those into a frame, you know, it makes a nice little gift for someone, as I say, if you've got a smaller budget. So that's the Puffin the Mermaid. I've also got these little pocket mirrors as well, which are a nice little gift. And they come in a little organza bag. So, you know, when it comes to nearer the festive season, they're a nice little stocking filler, or if you just wanted to make someone smile, make their day, you can just pop one of those in the post, as they post really easily as well. So yeah, a lovely little pocket mirror there with 4 of my designs, so 2 different mermaids, a surf girl, like a retro surf girl, and the surfer's kiss, as I call it. On to one of my favourites, and this is If Only He Knew. Now he is part of the set of 2. I do have a 3rd design in here, but it hasn't come out as yet. As soon as I get time it will do. So they started off with this one with fish face, and originally he was a painting, an acrylic painting that I did for an exhibition, but he wasn't for sale because I couldn't bear to part with him. But I did have a lovely lady who's a fabulous customer who kept asking me if he was for sale, and in the end I did let him go to her because I knew how much she'd love him. But I really missed him, so I reproduced him this time as a limited edition. So these have their black outlines printed, and then I hand finish them all with acrylic paints, acrylic paint pens, Prismacolor pencils, and metallic paint as well. So all the details are hand finished, hand coloured, hand painted, hand finished. So these are limited edition ones. They do take quite a long time to do, but I love it. It's very therapeutic doing those. So we've got Fish Face and we've got If Only He Knew. The funniest thing about these two is when I did Fish Face, he used to take me quite a long time to do. So one day I counted the fish in his face and he'd got 55 in his beard. When I did If Only He Knew, I'm going to bring the mini print over for you so that I don't knock the whole display down. He was taking forever. Each one obviously hand done. These are the mini prints that are £10. He was taking forever. And I thought, you know, have I made a bit of a mistake here? Obviously I drew all the fish in and then I do the print, the black, and then obviously a hand doing all the details, including the eyes, you know, the pupil of the eye. And so I thought I'm going to have to count these. 171 fish in there. No wonder it takes me a long time. So I do love them though. These ones in my Etsy shop are not available in a frame, but if you did want a frame, just get in touch and we can sort that out. It's simply because, you know, it's safer to post really, not in a glass frame. But if you do, we can sort it. As they are, they would come to you just in amount, which is exactly the same as you can see there. And that is £49 with free postage at the moment as well. So they fit in a standard 12 by 16 frame, so you can pick that up anywhere. So that's If Only You Knew. And what I do love is when I do you know, the fairs, guys just absolutely love it and they just really chuckle at that, because I think so many people can relate to that obviously If Only You Knew that his catch was right underneath him. So those are the two, as I say, the limited editions, which are all, you know, I'm so passionate about my work, so it's all done with a lot of love. And there is another one on the way, but not just yet. So there we go with those two. Okay, so then I will bring you on to my shell art. I do love using unusual items. I love using unloved items, like the old dictionaries that no one uses anymore, the old atlases that, you know, everybody does everything digitally, so they're being forgotten a bit, so I'm trying to breathe life into those. I also, I don't know what it is, I'll look at things and think, do you know what, I could paint on that, or I could do this on that, I could do, and I see things in objects. So my latest one is mussel shells. A friend of mine gave me a mussel shell and said, what do you know, could you do something with this, Claire? And straight away I just saw a surfer in it. In the white tip of it, I saw a surfer riding in this barrel of the wave. They're really popular actually, these, and they do go quite quickly. So I'm doing, each one is completely different, but they're all hand painted and you can see how tiny they are. So they're all hand painted on the mussel shell, mounted into this frame. So yeah, they've been really popular and I'm absolutely loving doing them. I've got surf girls to do, but again, haven't quite got round to it yet. So one that was already gone and I had a lot of people wanting it, he was really popular. He was one of the biggest shells that I've done so far, and that was this one. So my friend had a fabulous idea and said, why don't you do some cards in them, Claire? So he's now available as a card. He's been, you know, popular. All my cards are £3.70 with free postage. So a lot of them are designs of, you know, of my work, but a lot of them you will only find as a card and not as a bigger print. So they started out in life. This is actually the first design that I did as a card, and that used to be on brown recycled card, and they'd all be hand done. Obviously I couldn't keep up with that as much as I wanted to, because I wanted it to be like a little original piece of art. I couldn't keep up with the volume. So they're now printed, but I'm really pleased with how they've come out, and they've been really well received, so I'm happy with that. So yeah, those, the brown obviously originally are done on the brown card, and then that image has now been printed onto there. So if I go to shell art, I've also got these little diddy shells that are from my local beach with the little seagulls on. They're quite fun. They come in this nice chunky little frame, and they're a really nice gift to give people. I've also got this one at the moment, which is, I do a lot of work in the scallop shells as well. So she's like based obviously on my Siren the Mermaid, all hand painted, and she's got some little, so if you can see, she's got some little mackerel in the bottom there as well. So that's the, oh no, missed one, he's hiding behind here, is my fisherman. You'll see when I get round to show my, my ceramic baubles that I do a fisherman, I call him, who is based on fish face. And I do quite a lot of designs on the bauble. I really wanted to incorporate fish face in there, but I also use sand for the bases, and I wanted to try and use that still. So that's, they've got sandy beards, but he's still got a little fish in there. And then I picked up these lovely little scallop shells, and so they're the same. You can see his little fish in there. I've only got, I think, 2 of those left now, and then that's those shells gone. So that's the shell art that I do. And then also, because I might be a little bit obsessed with painting fishermen, I decided to do, so I do paintings as well. If you see the one up here of the surfer, I don't know if actually you can see there is a surfer in that wave in the monochrome one. I do the acrylic paintings, but again, I'm not finding much time to do them at the moment, but I will get round to it. But I just really wanted to do a painting. So it's a miniature version, but it is a little fisherman. So that's an original, but he has got a sandy beard, and he's also, his pipe, I don't know if you can see on there, is made of the tiniest little mussel shell found on one of our beaches again. So he's available as an original. So that's there. I'll just show you through a few cards. I have these 6x6 cards, which I only have a few designs now. This one's really popular, Surfer's Kiss. This was one of my favourite mediums to use, is just a biro pen. And I sit sketching whilst watching the telly, or if it's, you know, I'm not interested on what's on, then I'll do a little sketch. And these are how these came about. So that was a Surfer's Kiss, but I have had a lot of requests for the lady not holding a board, because not every lady is a surfer. And so I've just redone that design, and that's a new card that's now available in my shop, where obviously just the guy is holding the surfboard. So that's available now. I'll just whiz through them quickly. My L for Love, this was drawn on a 1902 dictionary. As I say, I love using the old books. And that is available in the bigger card. Also available as a print. I haven't got that one today because it's just sold, but I do have more that I need to get ready. But that's available in this size. Yeah, I love this dictionary. I'm going to keep it. When I found it, it was at like a boot sale, and it was falling to pieces, but it was so gorgeous. I just knew I wanted to do something with it. So this obviously is a print of the original, but I am keeping the original pages on that one. Surf Champ Girl, that was drawn after one of the ASP tours. That one's been really popular. Beach Huts, that was an original watercolour. This was one of my favourites. That was a mixed media, like a collage using 1960s wallpaper. So the blue and the yellow are a wallpaper mix. I did get a some canvases printed of that, and that's the last one I've got in a nice chunky frame and lovely bright vibrant colours. So that's the last one I've got available of that. So yeah, and there's Siren the Mermaid again, mermaid hair as I call it, a digital one of Nuki. This was an original painting that I did, a big acrylic which sold quite a few years ago, the Surfer in a Wave, and again that's another of the big paintings that I did a while ago which is sold. That's available as a card now. Also have a lot of, oh yeah, if you've got a small budget, as I say, I've got the mini prints for £10, but I've also got those designs in cards. I've also got fish face in If Only He Knew, and I don't know, these ideas just come to me in the night, etc. I'll often put some little slogans on there, and this one is Crabby Birthday, so he's holding a crab. I was asked to do one for a lady whose partner is a crab fishing man, because I do one with mackerel. So yeah, when I did it I thought, oh, do you know what, that's gonna have to be a card for Crabby Birthday. I also do quite a lot of wedding cards as well. I'm a huge mermaid fan. My husband is an avid surfer, so a lot of my cards are based on us. So here's just a generic, you know, sort of wedding card of the surfer and the mermaid, and there's lots of other designs as well. Love at First Sight, another mermaid. I do a customised one of that as well. Also is another one, Seagulled with a Kiss, and we've got different versions of those as well. And Be My Bird's Maid, as I say, I'm not sure where these come from, but they make me smile, so I hope they make you as well. Love Shack, Congrats in the traditional camper van with different, I've got different coloured hair versions for that as well, if you have a look on there. That's it for those. Just run through a few of the prints. I've shown you the mini prints. So here are like I say, the ones that were done on the 1902 dictionary. So the Alpha Love, I always call it Alpha Love, that I showed you before. Her hair actually touches the word love, and it's also got love hearts on the end of her hair. This one is D for Dad, I call it, because his foot is on the word dad and daddy. So that one's quite a nice sort of Father's Day gift or Dad's birthday. My colourful surfer girl, the original of that is hanging around the corner in my room because I can't bear to part with her. Again, another biro sketch that I did, just sat watching TV on the sofa. And here's another one of my loves, the illustrated dictionaries that are so gorgeous. Look at the, you know, the details that you get in those. This one I think is a 1940s dictionary, and this was an original pen and ink and watercolour that I did, which I've printed onto it. So this is an actual page. The new mermaid lino cut design I've done, which is this one as a card, that actually comes printed on a dictionary page as the original lino print, which I just love, because the ink just saps the ink up, and it's such a lovely print on them, and it just makes it really unique because it's all individual pages. You know, it doesn't say mermaid on the page. They're chosen for their illustrations, to be honest. But it just, you can have a look in my Etsy shop at that. It just makes it really lovely. Also use the old maps as well. And that's my Surfer's Kiss printed onto there. Obviously this is for the southwest, you know, for where I live. If you wanted to, I do have quite a collection of maps. If you decided that you wanted one in your region, you know, get in touch with me, I can sort that. Again, more on the illustrated dictionaries. This one I just love. I mean, they couldn't have been a more perfect page for her, really, could they? seahorses and urchins, and you know, gorgeous. These ones are the outline of the mermaid is printed on, and then I hand paint in the details. So there's a few different variations there, all sort of 1950s rockabilly. I've also just started doing digital artwork, which I am absolutely loving. And my favourite place is St Ives in Cornwall. If anyone's ever visited, I'm sure you'll understand why, because it is just breathtakingly beautiful. And this beach in particular, Porthmeor Beach, is my go-to. I love it. You know, if I really need to have a break, get away, we always go down there, and it really just makes you so happy. Also got a fun Wonder Woman one and a Padstow one, which I normally do a fair at, but unfortunately I can't still do the physical fairs. So for the time being, you know, we're all embracing the virtual fair. So this is Padstow, where I would normally be as well. So that's some of the smaller ones. Have a look in my shop, there's quite a few different ones in there. I'll give you a quick tour of some of the other cards. You've seen that one, that's the mussel shell one. And now I'm a huge Star Wars fan, nerd slash everything. I just love everything about it. Have done since I was younger, followed it all and watch it with my boys as well, who are both, well, I've made them Star Wars fans, I think. Anyway, so on May the 4th, obviously, if you're a Star Wars fan, it's May the 4th be with you, and I always try and do a little bit of artwork to celebrate that. So for this year, I did May the Waves Be With You for the surfers out there, and so that's a sort of a mock-up of Luke and then one of Leia. And yeah, they were really popular, and you know, I really enjoyed creating them. I only did it as a bit of fun, but then I was asked if they would be available as a card, so that's why they've now made their way onto the card stand. I get asked a lot because I've got two boys, so I do tend to, when I'm doing things, a lot of stuff features boys, and I do get asked to do girls. So, you know, dads and girls. So this is a father and daughter one. A lot of them based on surfing. As I say, we live in the surfing capital of the UK, and my husband's an avid surfer, loves it. So a lot of them are based on him, our life, a bit tongue-in-cheek as well, like this one, One Last Wave. He'll often say that to me when he gets in late at night after a surf. One in a barrel there. That's one of the wallpaper surfer one. Happy Surf Day. You get the general idea. Hang 10 and back to the mussel shell. I've also done ones as well for Dad's birthdays, which features a boy and a girl, two daughters and two sons. So I did one, and again I was asked, can you do two daughters, can you do two sons? So yeah, I've now got those available as well. So my mermaids, which I love. So there's Siren again. She's available in two sizes, either the bigger card or the smaller one. Again, you know, just having a play about on the digital one, and this one features quite a few sort of tattoo details. She's quite fun. This one was an original that sold down in St Ives, so she's you know, my flame-haired beauty. And this one is just been added into my shop, which is a copy of the lino print one, which I think, you know, works really well in those colours as well. So like I put a post on saying that, you know, top tip, but if you've got a really small budget and you want to give someone a nice sort of unique gift, you can always just buy a card and pop it in a frame, and you know, no one need know that it was a card. It will just look like a little print in a frame. So I think that's a nice little gift to give. Surf Girls, obviously I've shown you the original where it all started with the little illustrations, because I say I used to do a lot of the big wave paintings, and then I'd be doodling about and I thought, oh, do you know what? And I'd got these cards and the colours look so vibrant on them, and then it's just, the cards obviously have just grown from there, and now I've got to think about 40 odd designs, which is a bit crazy, but this is all comes out of my busy brain. So there we go, Surfer Girl. Another lino print, which is my lino print Surfer Girl, which is also available as a large print. So that looks quite striking as well, in a white or a black frame. That's the A3 one I've just had done of the lino print mermaid as well. So yeah, lino print. Again, the sketch one that I did, the one of mine that will stay here because I can't bear to part with it. And then we've got the female version of Happy Surf Day. And then for all you yogis out there. Okay. Bit of fun, this one. So we'll go on to my beloved baubles, as I call them, because I absolutely love these. So my work is in a gallery in Charlestown, which if you follow Poldark, you'll know that's where it was filmed, so it's really popular for that. And Gemma, who runs the gallery, who's absolutely lovely, had asked me to come up with a bauble design. So I thought, oh, we'll have a bit of fun with this. So we've got Guldark. So if you are a Poldark fan, you'll know what I'm talking about. If you're not, you'll think that lady's a bit crazy. But it's a bit of fun anyway. So there we go, that's the Guldark one. My fisherman, here's the original. As you can see, they're all hand painted, and then they get the beards stuck on and the fish painted in. And what's so funny about them is when I do start doing them, I'll paint the faces on and I put a mouth on as a template, and they look so miserable. It's so funny. And but then once the beards are added, it completely changes them again. So he's fish face. He's available with his yellow sou'wester on, classic, also with red and white stripes or blue and white stripes. So the option's available when you go to buy. These are £19.50 with free postage. So I'll say you'll see that. And also, if you're super organised, which I never am, but I know a lot of people are, we've also got Father Fishmas. And he's bound to make anyone smile on their tree, isn't he? We've got a Siren the Mermaid. I don't know if you can see from that, it's quite far away, isn't it? I'll bring her over and bring a few. There's Siren the Mermaid. And then I have the Cornish seagulls. You can have those single or as a pair. And they've all got the sandy bottoms, as I like to call it. Put those back on. This is my latest one, which is wooden baubles. And this is obviously my favourite place. So these are all hand painted and illustrated on, and then sealed with a lacquer. So, you know, they should last forever, really. And that is my favourite place, Porthmeor in St Ives. I've got, I think, 2 or 3 of those left at the moment. And move on to mermaids. As I say, a little bit obsessed with mermaids. So we've got a mermaid tail, just in case you didn't know what it was, there we go. And also these hand illustrated mermaid scale ones, which I think are quite fun. And the last one to show you is my wedding baubles. Now, if you're looking for, it's really difficult to buy people wedding gifts now, isn't it? Because most people have got everything if they live together. And, you know, and some people, a lot of people just ask for cash, but these are often bought by people who just want to buy just a little something as a keepsake, as a reminder. So I do these little wedding ones, look. totally customizable, so you can message me if you want them different. But yeah, on the sand with the sandy bottoms, and there they are. So they all come in a gift box as well, so it really is a nice little gift. So that is that's the baubles. It's an ever-growing collection, so keep checking back because I always have so many ideas for them. So yeah, they keep growing. I also have some wooden surf girls as well, and these mini wooden mermaids. I have some lovely friends down in Morganporth who do laser cutting, and they do my designs for me on here, and then I'm hand painting the backgrounds on these. On the Surfer Girl ones, I use the original wallpaper that I was telling you about in the surfer picture. So they're totally unique as well, because this is paper that isn't going to be reproduced, you know, it's actual physical from a roll of like 1960s paper. So once it's gone, it's gone. And that's, I think, a really nice touch. But these ones, yeah, are hand painted, and I don't know if you can see, she's got some twinkles in her tail there. They're the mini wooden wall art. And then the last ones to show you are the little mini prints, and more mini prints I call them. So these are a lot of my card designs that you'll see. I think most of them, well not most of them, but there's quite a nice selection available. And that is available in these chunky frames. So that's a nice little gift to give people as well. And finally is my block print mermaid. So that's a wooden block print. It's not a lino print, that one, but it is a wooden print, a wooden design of my mermaid, and I've inked it and pressed it onto the handmade paper. I've got, this one's limited edition, the larger one, so I've got I think that's one of 50. But if you didn't want the larger one, she's also available in the smaller size as well. So yeah, she's I think she looks lovely on a white wall. You know, she's actually an illustration that I used to do onto boxes. I used to hand illustrate some boxes as well. So she's now immortalised in block print. So that's it. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope that I've explained everything well. I hope you've managed to have a good look at all of my work. As I say, I have such a busy brain. I'm always adding new pieces all the time. So please keep checking back in my shop and follow me on Instagram and Facebook. And I can keep you up to date with everything, and you can see all the new things that I'm doing, and I'm hoping to do some more painting soon as well, so I'll hopefully be able to share those with you. I'm in the process of doing surf girls on the mussel shells as well, so they'll be available soon. And any new ones I'll share, as I say, on Instagram, Facebook, and they'll be in my Etsy shop as soon as possible. So thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you've enjoyed it. Hope you have a lovely day, lovely weekend, whatever you're doing. Enjoy it, relax, and I'll see you soon. Thanks then.